Now we are going to study the OD intervention techniques. So some of the OD intervention techniques are team intervention, role analysis technique, coaching and mentoring, T group, job expectation technique, behavior modification theory. So let's start with the team intervention. Team intervention is what? Where we work as a team, where we work as a group in the organization. And the main purpose of team intervention is to diagnose the performance of the group, like where are we going, how we are doing, and to identify the problems so that they can be worked on. Idea is to put the problem in front of the group for their reaction in the form of few questions. For example, what is our strength? What problems do we have that we should work on? How are we doing our assigned task? How is our relationship with each other? What opportunities, advantages should we take off? So in team building intervention, it is essential to get together the right people, uninterrupted time to work on the high priority problems or opportunities. We should come up with the realistic solutions and action plans. It helps work groups become more effective in accomplish tasks. Team building helps member to come up with the solution to problems, because when you are working as an individual for any problem, so it may take a long time to come up with a solution, but here when you are working in a group, very quickly you can come up with a solution. So consultant also may function as a resource person here in the organization, offering an expertise related to group tasks. Some team intervention focus on the work team, which includes boss, which includes subordinates. Special team can be set up such as startup teams, newly constituted teams, due to mergers, organization structure changes or planned startup, cross-functional project teams, committees, etc. So mean to say we can make so many teams, right? Because of many reasons team can be made, and those teams work on the expertise, works on the problems from where we can find the solution. Now the next technique in OD intervention technique is role analysis technique, RAT. So in this term we'll understand first of all what is role. So role क्या होता है? Role is the position occupied by an individual in social system and as defined by the function one performs in response to the expectation. Means for example एक movie देखते हैं, so movie में there is actor, there is actress, and how they perform their role according to our expectation. जो हम expect करते हैं कि अच्छा actor को ऐसे होना चाहिए, he should fight, this and that. So he goes in that way, he meets our expectation and we like that movie, right? So this is called role. And then this technique is about the role analysis. So here we are going to analyze this role. So this is, we can say it's a structured exercise to provide an overall picture of what the role is supposed to achieve. So when an actor sign a movie, so he is clear with his role. There is no confusion कि हाँ मेरे को ये role में क्या करना है मुझे पता ही नहीं है, because if he doesn't know he will not be able to act. So means there is no role ambiguity. There is no confusion in his role. He knows what is expected, what director or producer expects from him. And that is why he signed that movie and he starts acting in that movie. Because there is no confusion, he is clarified with the role. In the same way, in the organization, when a person joins the organization, what happened here in role analysis? So this role analysis intervention technique is designed to clarify the role expectation, which help employees to get better grasp on their role in an organization. Role analysis intervention help people to reduce role confusion, which can result in either conflict or the perception that some people are not doing their job because उनको पता ही नहीं है कि मेरे को करना क्या है. But in role analysis, we have clarified the responsibilities, we have clarified the roles to the employees. So role analysis lead to the building of role directory, which contain role analysis or the major roles in department or organization. So purpose of this role directory is what? Is to increase the clarity of various roles, their key functions and critical attributes, so that everyone in the organization know their roles. There is no confusion. They are clarified with the expectation and they can perform better with the full efforts, with the full effectiveness in the organization. So this is how our RAT role analysis technique help in the OD intervention techniques. Next OD intervention technique is coaching and mentoring. So these are the development techniques based on the use of one-to-one discuss to enhance individual skill, knowledge or work performance. So it is an informal relationship between two people in which one has greater experience. Yes, coaching में क्या होता है? एक person is going through the learning process, हम सीखने चाह रहे हैं कुछ, and the other person has a greater experience from us because we are in a learning process and other one is expertise of that thing. So this is called coaching. And how does coaching helps and in what coaching helps? So coaching targets high performance and improvement at work, because when we get the coaching from our mentors, so it helps us to improving our skills. So as an individual, an employee can improve his skills, which will focus on getting the goals, completing the goals. In the same way, mentoring programs help professionals grow and develop and learn new skill with the advice of experts. Companies can assign what companies can do. Companies can assign a coach or a mentor to help new employee that has newly joined in the organization to the culture in an organization, so that an employee can adjust in the culture of the organization. Next is T group. So T group is what? T group is related to training group. It is also called sensitivity training. It is the latest OD technique. T group is a small unstructured group. Here is not formal and informal. It is an unstructured group in which members learn from their own interaction. Maybe company can take few people from company A, from company B, and can take them on off-site. So what will happen there? The persons can interact to each other. So this is called training group in a small unstructured group, not in a formal way. So T group is a session without agenda comprising of like 10 to 12 members, and a professional trainer is there who act as a catalyst and facilitator for the group, who will train them. Focus is on the feelings and emotions of the members in the group. Facilitate क्या करेगा? Facilitator will encourage the participants to portray their feelings, what they feel about this change, and this facilitator will encourage them, will guide them. So the success depends on the feedback of each person gets from others. The group meets for 3 days up to 2 weeks or 3 weeks. The main learning vehicle is group experience. So when many other person, when they don't know each other and they come up together, they interact with each other, they learn something from each other. This is called T group. So the objective of this T group is to increase the understanding, insight and self-awareness, one's behavior and its impact on the other. That includes the way in which order they interpret one behavior. So here we are learning about the T group, that in T group In training group, what is the main thing? The behavior of one towards the other. So it can bring, this T group training can bring the changes in individuals' work situation, how you are changing your behavior towards others, and that behavior, that change you will bring at your workplace. So this may help in the productivity of work. This may reduce the absenteeism which is happening because of that change in the organization. So this T group can reduce this absenteeism and improve the overall productivity in the organization. Next step of OD intervention technique is job expectation. So job expectation is what? For example, I am joining a job. So what is expected from me and what do I expect from my job, from my company? This is called job expectation. So it includes the things, one, person who is going to join the organization, how he sees his job as a responsibility, as a satisfaction, and a good pay. Right? Yes, everybody wants a good pay when you are joining an organization. And if we say in terms of employer, so the things an employer expect from you, from the employee, someone who is doing a job, are a part of job description. What is listed in job description that employer want from you, from the employee. So here assessing and understanding whether employees are culturally, intellectually, emotionally aligned with the organization. So means that employee should fulfill all these things. He should be culturally good, he should be intellectual, he should be emotionally aligned. So if an employee has all these things, it provides a stronger connection between the employer and the employee. So I'm going to give you the some of the factors that determine job expectations. For example, type of work that makes the best use of one's abilities. So you will only do that work which give you the best ability to do, right? Having a job that provides a steady employment, it gives you the security. So this what you want, this what you expect from your job. Working for a company that has a good name and reputation in the market, that you expect. So right, this is all our what? Job expectation that we are discussing here. So pleasant working environment you want. You don't want कि मैं जाऊँ और वहाँ पे मेरा boss started shouting on me. No, you want pleasant working environment. You want being paid fairly. Having a supervisor who is always ready to help. Having working hours that allow you to keep your life balanced. Right? We can say here the flexible hours of working. So what these all are the factors that we want, that we expect from our job. And employers, if we say what employers want from us, they want to fulfill our job with our responsibility, with that satisfaction, that we can achieve the goal of the organization in a better way. So this is what job expectation that comes under the OD intervention techniques, which help the employee and employer both to bring that expectation for employer as well as an employee. Next technique and the last technique is in OD intervention is behavior modification. Behavior modification is what? So it is a modification where we want to modify the behavior of a person. But is it really? Can we modify a behavior of a person? No. We cannot change the behavior of a person. But yes, we can motivate the person to change its the way of working, the way of talking, the way of attitude, so that you yourself and the others can stay happy with your behavior. This is what behavior modification. So it's a process of changing patterns of human behavior over the long term using various motivational techniques. So what company can do? Company can organize some programs, some development programs where motivation techniques are used, so that an employee can improve his behavior. And yes, if his behavior is motivated, so what will happen? His environment will change, and this increase the productivity of work ultimately. One more thing I would like to explain here, that behavior that produces positive effect has the tendency to be repeated. For example, if a manager appreciates your work, so this behavior, what will happen if you have done something wrong and something good and your manager appreciate you? So behavior that has produced the positive effect, you will repeat, you will again try to do something good because your manager has appreciated you, right? And here, whereas the behavior with negative consequences will not be repeated. So here two things, behavior with positive effects will be repeated, and behavior with the negative consequences will not be repeated. So if you see the example of this negative one, for example, your boss shouts on you and he asks you that he will fire you if you will not reach on time. So this is the negative consequence, that he will fire you if you will not reach on time. So what will happen here? This behavior will not be repeated again because it has a negative consequence. So here in behavior modification theory, so we are learning about the changing of the behavior of a person so that he can improve his skills, he can better go with his behavior by the motivation techniques. So companies should organize such motivation techniques for the employees so that they can improve in their behavior. Thank you.